What makes you rage quit a game of Apex? Is it bad teammates, laggy servers,
Yo, fix your trash game!
or the audio just not fucking working? Sorry about that, I'm just really passionate about being a hater. But let's start off the video the right way. Seer. We all hate him, he doesn't let you rat, he doesn't let you move if he hits his tactical, and he doesn't let you have fun. Me and my homies all hate Seer. Bad jump masters. Either the ones who just sit around in the jump ship forever, not pinging where they're going, leaving you wondering if they're even playing the game as we speak, or if they're just waiting to get closer to wherever they want to go. Or the ones who drop hot but take forever to actually do it, meaning you get no loot once you actually land. And with the bad jump masters, of course, you have the bad jump-east. You know what I'm talking about. When you're the jump master, you ping a good place to land, you get your teammates down safely with a good time, and they just don't split up and instead land with you and steal all of your loot. Like seriously, just get off me, you goddamn freeloaders. Spam pingers. In any capacity. Somebody who spam pings an enemy is kind of annoying, but you know, I get it. That being said, there's just no excuse for someone who pings every single item that they find. Hey Lifeline, I found something for you.
Mozambique.
Looters. Sure, taking time to clean up wherever you have landed, or making sure you have everything you need from the death box is fine, but when you go over the same death box 3 or 4 times and stop to loot the entire POI whenever we are rotating, we're gonna have a problem. And of course, there's the lifelines who don't rest. But honestly, I'm noticing a pattern here. The video is kind of starting to turn into a random teammates complaints video, and don't get me wrong, there is plenty more where that came from, but there are a lot more things that we all hate in Apex, like dead slides, where you're trying to hit a slide and just end up getting stuck in your tracks and get yourself killed. And what about when you're landing hot, get an entire building for yourself, but you just can't find a single weapon? Or even if you do, all you get is a sniper stock and a P2020? You might as well leave the game and start over at that point.
They're working so well together. Look at this. What the f was that?
Audio. How are we almost 5 years into the game's lifespan and we still can't hear a 500-pound robot stomping around us? And what about the gun pickup animation? Sure, it looks great and all when you're picking it up for the first time, but if you ended up being a little bit too fast and loose with it, things get a little bit... God damn it. Let me just... Ranked. We all hate it. There's no reason to play it, there's no reason to grind it, and at the moment, it has no real reason to exist. And to make matters worse, because ranked doesn't work properly, lots of the try-hard Predator stacks are just playing pubs instead, so now ranked not working is somehow ruining the casual playlist as well. And yeah, of course we all hate the try-harding Predator free stacks, right? That's not just me, I hope. The 1x holo and the 1 to 2x. These sites are so useless. Just remove them from the game and free up the loot pool for the better, much cooler sites already. And of course, it really sucks if you're trying to go for a revive on a teammate who opens a door, but instead of reviving them, it just opens the door and gets you killed instead. Horizon. Shut the hell up. I am so tired of listening to this chattermouth. By the love of God, she's probably the legend I want to hear the least of the entire roster. And just like most of the community, I had grown tired of hearing Maggie when she was an announcer in Season 8. But she's still not as much of an ear-sore as Horizon on any given day. Bullet flinch. You know, the way your aim just jumps all over the screen the second you start taking too much damage. Like, what's up with that? These stupid rails that are on every single map, I swear they'll have some type of magic attribute specifically to eat as many of my bullets as possible because it's not happening. I can't hit anyone behind these. And I almost forgot, I do have another thing I hate about randoms. It's impossible not to hate when you're solo queuing and you get a pre-made duo on your team that's just sitting in their own pre-made voice chat, talking to each other, and, you know, completely ignoring you for the entire game. At that point, just go into duos, or don't fill a random teammate. Take your E-date somewhere else. God, of course, rats. If it's in ranked, what are you ratting for? You're just stalling the game out by being an annoyance, and since the last few seasons, it's not like ranked matters that much anyways. Even worse are the rats in pubs, because at that point, there's no way you aren't just ratting for any other reason than to waste everybody's goddamn time. This one is a bit obvious, but I'll mention it anyways. Bad servers. We all hate them, and we all, I guess, know about them. Suddenly, the game gets really laggy, we get stuck, we can't move, we end up dying without having a chance of playing the game in the first place. Screw laggy servers. For real. And I feel like I need to mention this even though I disagree with it. Pros, streamers, and content creators, I don't really hate them that much. On the contrary, I love most of them. But if I would base this video off of what, Reddit, Facebook, and apparently YouTube thinks, the general Apex community, pros are easily the worst part of Apex, and they are definitely the ones running it into the ground. Next up, even though it is gone, I really hope it stays that way because Arenas was just such a bad game mode, not to mention ranked Arenas. I love the idea of Arenas, but the second I tried solo queuing in this mode and got two snot-faced teammates up against full teams playing with Surgeon Precision and Navy SEAL Team 6 strategy, I just knew it wouldn't last. Building off of that, solo queuing. At this point in the game, solo queuing is probably one of the worst things you can do to yourself. No matter whether you are no-filling or with random teammates, you're signing up for pain either way, because you'll still be at a massive disadvantage while your enemies are fully pre-made and they share the same one brain cell. Actually, I have been streaming a lot of no-fills over on my Twitch channel, so, make sure to stop by if you have the time. And of course, we all hate off days. Those days where no matter how much you hit the firing range, no matter how much aim training or self-talk exercises, you'll never get a play off, you'll never hit the shots you want, or even have a good time. And I get these all the time, and as far as I know, there's not actually a perfect fix for these. But if it means anything, just play through the bad day, because if you can avoid tilting, you'll actually end up getting a lot better and play better in the long run. Just trust the process. But building off of that, and maybe even as an answer to the previous point, we all definitely hate the matchmaking. Giving you two terrible teammates while being up against the best players in the world, happening to be playing on the same team, very frustrating. And even more, it's truly awful when you have one good game and immediately get pinned against some incredibly sweaty player. You can actually feel how the matchmaker seems to punish you just because you had one good game. And it keeps punishing you until you've lost enough just to restart the cycle again. And sometimes it just feels really manipulative. And just as a side note, I don't know about you guys, but manipulative, crazy, oh yeah. And we all, or I guess maybe just livestream and livestream enjoyers, really hate stream snipers. There's been a massive influx of them this season, and every streamer is struggling with several teams landing on them or landing around them and then running at them for the entire game straight. And it's just a shame to see. I've even felt the brunt of it myself. We're all just so tired of the stream snipers. It's also the worst when you're trying to jump out of the dropship and randomly have your skydive just slow down, or you just get stuck in an invisible object, because that practically guarantees you won't have a chance of playing the game. And of course, speaking of skydiving, trail and solo chasing is the worst, where full teams will land on you just to punch you out because you look a little bit different. And last time I checked, that's the definition of a hate crime. So if you ask me, it should be punishable by law. And these things all suck so much, and we hate it to no end. We will curse Apex, we'll complain about it online to our friends and to our peers, but at the end of the day, we'll still get on and play the game anyways.